How many people know that the average American throws away over 70 pounds of clothing every single year? This is just a staggering number, and it just points to the amount of waste that exists within the clothing and retail industry. Furthermore, there's so many ways that people can make money off of selling used clothing online. And I'm here to tell you just how you can do that. Okay, there's very good platforms like eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, ThredUp. These platforms are very much designed for people to sell their used clothing items. And surprising enough, some of the used clothing items actually do quite well, especially if it's vintage or any kind of like novelty item. So, how you can do this is simply this: is that create a profile on Etsy or eBay, and you can then find clothing items on these platforms. There's tools on there, and see which items people sell and which items seem high demand, and then see if any of the items that you currently have fit that category. At which point you can take your item, take some photos of it, and come up with a good description, and then upload it onto the website. Now, keep in mind that there's many factors that go into being a successful seller of used or vintage clothing online. And some of these factors might include good branding, having a unique store that sets you apart. You want to think more in terms of being different. You don't need to be better, it's just about being different. You always find people will be attracted to something that you have that someone else doesn't have. And that kind of ties also into the branding. You want to have good, complete descriptions and summaries of the product. And most importantly is you want to have good photos and possibly video. Photos are often what sell products online nowadays. So if you have great photos, it makes it much easier to sell the product. Now, once you have all these things in place, you're able to then go on and list these items, and they'll go live. Now, also know that many people are looking for used items on these platforms, which means that right off the bat, if you're selling particular items that are in high demand, people will likely be looking for these items and probably will find you. Also, keep in mind that there's smaller items that actually can sell quite well. So even if it's an item that maybe is only $10 item, if you have 50 or less 20 of these items, you likely can sell all of these items. So don't get too concerned if you're only able to sell these lower ticket items. Now, the next thing is that you should also look at how your item looks on mobile platform. If there's like a high interest on this type of good, but furthermore, see if it's being if you're able to list it in a way that's visually appealing to the mobile user, because many more people now are using mobile for all sorts of purchases than a home PC, and unfortunately, many people have listings that are not visually appealing on mobile, just on web platform. And then the other thing is that look at social media, because sometimes there's actually options now to list and sell items on Instagram, or you can have this social media account in conjunction with your seller platform to help promote your store and bring people from social media onto your website. So there's different ways of approaching this. And then there's also online consignment retailers, which is pretty interesting concept. This is where you can co-sign unwanted clothing items, and what you do is you drop off these in bulk quantities, these goods, to these businesses, and then you won't make as much money. But if it's something where you have limited time, it's probably the easiest way to sell, and then once they're sold, then you'll get a profit from that. So there's different ways of approaching it. And the other thing is that when you're selling, is focus on specific products, on like particular niche products. There's certain things out there that really do better than others. So for instance, sometimes there's certain used shoes. People need used shoes in really specific areas, and people look for these online. Hopefully everyone learned something new here, and please give me your feedback, and thank you for watching this video.